Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna work on another tutorial using cross stitch, cubic right angle weave, and we're gonna make this gorgeous bracelet. And just straight away we're gonna start off with materials. You will need 3 pearls. I'm using 8 pearls from Preciosa, check pearls. And then you're gonna need your 11 Tohos. I'm using some lavender tone here. You're gonna need a clasp. I'm using toggle clasp, and then you're gonna need your Nymo. I'm using Nymo size D, and then you're gonna need your beading needles size 10, and then you're gonna need your scissors to clip off the thread. And now I'm using a sharp pick here to start off. You don't really have to use it. I just find it easier to show you how to start off your cross stitch. So get your materials ready and then we'll get to work. So I have my materials ready. I thread my needle. And first I want to explain you how we're going to proceed to do this bracelet. First we're going to make this focal units. We're going to make 3 of them, and then we're going to connect between each other and then continue here. Here is where you adjust your length. You're going to add as many cubic right angle weave units as you need for your wrist. And this part we're going to make the same for everyone. And first, you're gonna make a middle one, and when you make your middle one, you don't need a long thread because you're gonna tie off the ends. And then when you're gonna make this 2 on the sides, you're gonna need a longer thread to go around, and then to add this part. So I suggest for the first one, just take about. So we're gonna make 14 units of cubic right angle weave. We're gonna attach this pearl, and then we're gonna tie off the ends. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first crow unit. I'm gonna pick up 4 seed beads, and then I'm gonna take it to the end. You don't need to leave a long tail here, just enough to sew in later. I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots. And then that's where I'm gonna zoom in and show you what I'm doing. I have my this is gonna be the bottom of our first cube, so I'm gonna put it on a peak. I'm just gonna turn this around and so I can hold it in place. And now when you tie your knots, your thread is stuck between 2 beads, and we need it to be coming out of 1 bead. So I'm just gonna go ahead, skip to the next bead, and I'm gonna pick up 3 seed beads, go through the same bead from the other side. Then pull my thread. And now I'm gonna skip to the second bead of the floor. I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads. I'm gonna go down the side of the first wall we built and straight through the floor unit. I'm gonna skip to the third floor bead, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the second wall we built and straight through the floor unit. I'm gonna skip to the last bead of the floor, and then I'm gonna go up the first wall we built. And then for the last wall, we're just gonna pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. And that's basically creates our first cubic right angle weave unit. It's just not connected. I'm gonna go up the side, and then I'm gonna connect those 4 beads on top. I'm gonna go straight through 2 beads, and then these 2 beads, and then connect to the last bead here. And that's ready. That's the base of our first unit. And then we're just gonna continue building our crow. Pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead through the other side, go straight to the next bead of the floor unit, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last bead and straight through the floor unit. go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall we built and straight through the floor. Go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall we built, and then pick up 1 bead. And then we're just gonna go down the side of the last wall we built and straight through the floor unit. And then we're just gonna go up. I need to extend my thread here a bit. And then we're just gonna connect the the ceiling beads. So the ceiling of the previous cube is gonna be the floor of the next one. So all you do is just build walls, connect the ceiling, build walls, connect the ceiling. And now we have 2 units ready. So I'm gonna pick up 3 seed beads, go through the same bead we came out of, through the other side, go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the first wall we built and straight through the floor unit. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall we built and straight through the floor unit. Go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall we built, pick up 1 bead, and go down the side of the last wall we built and through the floor unit. Go up the side and then connect the ceiling. And now I can just remove my pick. I'm gonna zoom a bit. So here we have 3 units already. Now for the whole circle we need 14 units, but we have to connect it at some point. So when you connect the ends, you end up creating 1 more unit. So first we have to create 13 units, and then we're gonna connect, and that's gonna create our last 14th unit. So go ahead, make 10 more units. We have to have 13 in total, and then we're gonna continue from there. So I have my 13 units of cubic right angle weave, and now that's where we're gonna first, before we connect it, we're gonna add the pearl. That way it's easier. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in a bit. So what I'm gonna do, I don't wanna attach it here because then it's gonna be hard to connect it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna skip to this ridge here, say this one. So I'm gonna go around with my bead. Then come out on this side. So here I'm gonna take my pearl, see where my bead is, my thread is coming out here. What I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and connect it to the number 7 from. So if you skip where your thread is coming out of, see my thread is coming out on this one, so I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go through the 7th ridge here. See these parallel beads? So we're gonna go through the 7th, and I came up the side, and I'm gonna go down this side. Then I'm just gonna pull my thread. I'm gonna go through the bead again, through the pearl. And then, see my thread is coming down there. I'm gonna go the same way. That way you're gonna center your pearl. And then I'm just gonna pull it. That's it. And then what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna continue to up now. Back where we stopped off. Just gonna pull my thread to make sure my pearl stays in place. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna connect it. and then when we connect it, we're gonna create one more unit. So see where my thread is coming out of? I'm gonna pick up one bead, go through the bottom as well on the other side, pick up one bead and go through the same bead here. So we're basically creating a raw unit, right angle weave unit here. And then I'm gonna skip to the next bead, pick up one bead, go down the opposite bead on the other side. And that's gonna create right angle weave on this side. So I'm gonna take my bead, reinforce the same raw unit, pull my thread. See, we have already right angle weave unit here, we have right angle weave unit on the bottom, so we're going to create the top and the side. I just want to make sure I don't sew in this thread yet. See, that's where I'm coming out of, that's where it is. And then I'm going to skip to the next bead on top. Make sure you pull your thread tight, pick up one bead, and see, that's where we have to connect it. Then I'm gonna pull my thread. We have right angle weave unit on top already. Reinforce the same unit. And now all we have left is this side. And we already have all beads in place, but they're not connected. See, they're like quite wide apart. So all we do, we just connect them. That's it. Well, our first unit is ready. Now all you do is just sew in the threads, get rid of the tails, and create two more same units, but use longer thread this time, as long as you're comfortable working with. I mean, if you're comfortable working with 1 yard, work with 1 yard. There, you can always add more thread. And if you don't know how to tie off the ends or how to add new thread, I'm gonna leave a link to a short video where I show you how to do that. So go ahead and check that out. So go ahead, get rid of the tails on this one, create 2 more units with longer threads. Don't tie off the ends on that one, and then we're gonna continue from there. So I have my 3 units. As you can see, this one, I removed the tail and I removed the thread. I sewed them in, made a couple loops, and I made 2 more. I got rid of the small tails that were in the beginning, and I have long threads left on each side. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show you how to connect one and then do the rest by yourself. As you can see, what we did, we connected them with the beads on each side, creating another right angle, cubic right angle weave between each of them. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take one that has long tail, and then I'm gonna bring it out to the top. So wait, I'm gonna remove everything. So I'm on the inside right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take it up. And then here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the one that doesn't have any tail, and see I'm just gonna take any cube here, any right angle weave unit, connect it to another right angle weave unit on the other one by adding 1 bead everywhere. So I'm gonna pick up 1 bead, see where I'm coming out of? I'm gonna connect it to the opposite one on the other side. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead and then come back through the same bead where we started. So when I pull it, look, it will create right angle weave unit. See? So we have to do that on each side, so it will create one right angle weave unit when you look at from up. See, we have 1, 2, 3. We add 1 bead here, we have all 4 beads here. So I'm skipping to this side, that's where my thread is coming out of. Come to the next bead here. So I'm gonna pick up 1 bead, go through this bead here, and that created another right angle weave unit. So I'm just gonna go through the beads to reinforce it. And then I'm gonna skip to the bead on the side. Pick up 1 bead, go through this bead here. So see, I'm just connecting opposing beads. So that's gonna create the right angle weave. I'm just reinforcing it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna connect this side, and I already have all 4 beads, they're just not connected. So I'm gonna go through them and connect it. And that's it, it's connected, see? Now I have to take my thread to the other side, the opposite unit. See this one? And if you don't want to make mistake here, better count. We have 14 units on each side, so this one is the one we connected. So if counting from the next one, it has to be the 7th unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one is the opposite one. So I'm gonna take my thread to this side. I'm just gonna go and skip, not skip, I actually, you shouldn't skip. I'm just gonna go through beads and take my needle to the other side. So I'll count again. This 1, I skipped the one we connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, this is the unit I need to come out of. And that's where I am. See, this is the opposite unit. So we just flip it over and see these are 4 units we're gonna build a cubic right angle weave on top of. So I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead I'm coming out of, skip to the next bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go through the side of the first wall and go straight through the floor bead. I'm gonna skip to the 3rd bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall we built and straight through the floor unit. And now I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall we built, pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall we built and straight through the floor bead. And now I'm just gonna go up and connect the ceiling. And that's where you just continue with adding more units until you have the required length for your wrist. See, that's the base of this unit here. But first, before you do that, take this unit here, connect it to this side just like we did this side. Skip with your thread to the opposite side just like we counted here, and start again with your cubic right angle weave unit to start this side. And that's when you just continue adding as long as you need the cubic right angle weave units. Don't forget about your clasp, because the clasp is gonna add some length to your bracelet. Like this one, I made a mistake here and it's too small. It's too small for my wrist. I thought my clasp would be longer, but look, I can barely clasp it together. So it has to be a gift for someone now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure this one is the right size for my wrist. So continue. I'm gonna meet you once you have the required length, and then we're gonna add the clasp. So I'm almost done. I went ahead, added the required number of claw units for my wrist, and I went ahead, added the one side of the clasp. And if you notice, the clasp I'm adding, when I attach it, has to lay straight, flat. So my threads, if it's straight, flat, have to go vertical to the, see the hole of the clasp? So it means, say, my threads have to be going from top to the bottom, from bottom to the top. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. Just make sure all your units are looking up. You don't want to get it twisted like that. Make sure when you can count. See, you can see all the units looking up. And my thread has to be coming out of on the side bead. So it's on the top. I'm just gonna go and skip. I'm gonna zoom in. See, if I turn it up on the side, my bead is coming on the side bead, and that's what I need. I'm gonna pick up one bead, take it to the bottom, go through the clasp, pick up one bead, and then go through the same bead from the other side. So that's one side attached. I'm gonna go ahead and see where my thread is coming out of. I'm gonna skip to the next bead, and then to the next bead. We don't add anything here, I'm just skipping to the next bead. I'm gonna pick up one bead, go through the clasp, pick up one bead, and go through this bead where we came out of from the other side. Now, if I pull my thread, see, it lays flat, and then my bracelet also can lay flat. It's not twisted, so it's perfect. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reinforce those beads. I'm gonna go through the bead, I'm gonna go through the clasp, through the bead, and straight through the bottom bead. Pull, go through the next bead here, and skip to this one. That's where it's connected to my clasp, and then down here. That way, I just have to pull my thread a bit. That way I reinforced my clasp. And all I have to do is just tie off the ends. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that with you. I'm just gonna skip to this bead here, go down 2 beads, make one knot here, skip to 2 more beads, make another knot here, skip to 2 more beads, make a 3rd knot here, take my thread away from the knot, and then I can just cut it at the very base. And now my bracelet is ready. If you can see, it's a bit longer than my previous one. so I should be able to put it on. Yeah, just perfect. Okay, got it. See? It's very cute. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope the beads weren't too dark. I will try to make a matching ring to this one. Can you imagine this? Like a ring? It's gorgeous, isn't it? So I'm gonna go ahead, make a matching ring and make a tutorial on that. And just stay tuned and we're gonna make it together. I just have to figure out, because I have to do a different band. I can't do that band for the ring. So stay tuned and we're gonna do it together. I'm even thinking about the necklace, but that's gonna be a lot of work. Imagine how many units we have to do for the necklace. But anyways, I will figure that out and make a tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. So go ahead, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned to my upcoming tutorials. I'm making tutorials every Tuesday and Friday. It's not only tutorials, I make a lot of different videos on jewelry. And make sure to like the video if you liked it. Leave your comments in the comments section. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And just stay tuned. I'll see you in the next project. Bye bye.